2019 Subaru Crosstrek Hybrid Car Review. Subaru's 2019 Crosstrek Hybrid would be the WRX STI turned thoroughly. These bookend variants with the Impreza line are Subaru's twin pillars of car nerdery, but they also cater to opposing fanaticisms. The Crosstrek Hybrid may be the one that's neither quick nor fun. This second-generation Crosstrek Hybrid would be the first Subaru plug-in. It's also one of the few hybrids built with all-wheel drive and enough ground clearance to take care of light off-roading while retaining some dignity. Since it's a hybridized version from the popular Crosstrek, some from the compromises made through the transmogrification are apparent. Nonetheless, they are modest compromises from what is a modest vehicle. Plug-in hybrid Subaru. Subaru has produced a custom-to-motor, power-split transmission to build the Crosstrek's hybrid drivetrain. While Subaru modifies the floor pan slightly to match the new module and also the rear-mounted 8.8 kWh battery power that feeds it, the rest in the drivetrain is standard Subi. So you have the familiar symmetrical all-wheel drive system in most its near glory. The two electric motors have distinct duties. Motor Generator 1 MG1 sends juice to the power supply and provides a starter to the 2.0-liter flat-4 engine. The cleverly named Motor Generator 2 MG2 provides 118 horsepower and 149 lb-ft of torque to really propel the Crosstrek. It truly does work alongside the boxer engine in the majority of circumstances. Subaru calls the machine Star Drive, also is what the secondary hull within the USS Enterprise was called on Star Trek, The Next Generation. But the two are unrelated. View photos. Subaru. The onboard charger will refill it in 5 hours, drawing from your 120-volt outlet or perhaps as little as 2 hours at a 240-volt source. A fully charged battery, Subaru says, provides 17 miles of EV range at increases to 65 miles per hour. The result is usually a 90 mph estimate through the EPA. Once battery is depleted, the Crosstrek is rated at 35 miles per gallon combined, up 6 miles per gallon above the non-hybrid model. But Subaru's dedication to all-wheel drive supplies a sizable chunk on the explanation that explains why the Crosstrek is very far behind the 46 miles per gallon in the front-drive plug-in Kia Niro. We achieved only 30 miles per gallon on our 75 miles per hour highway test. With 13.2 gallons of gasoline stored aboard, Subaru claims a full range of approximately 480 miles. A compensation claim we would have to say is heavy by 90 miles should you be going 75 miles per hour, weight gain. When the electric motor and also the internal combustion engine are in work together, there's an overall of 148 horsepower available. Alas, using a curb weight of 3,757 pounds. That's 455 pounds, a lot more than the last CVT-equipped non-hybrid Crosstrek we tested. Acceleration is muted. However, its 8.3 seconds 0 to 60 mph time is almost a second quicker than that model. But with its hybrid transmission, it sounds almost like it's struggling. The power drain drone is pronounced and thrust and, no, unlike the camp Crosstrek, a manual transmission isn't available with the hybrid. The hybrid is really a lot quieter overall, however, having a reduction in noise by way of a dramatic 5 decibels during wide-open throttle acceleration, and 3 decibels at the 70 miles per hour cruising speed. View photos. Car and driver Cristone Automotive. Despite the extra weight, and wearing exactly the same Falcon all-season tires, the hybrid cornered at 0.85 grams, slightly a lot better than a gas-engine Crosstrek. Braking distances, however, were marginally worse, In electric mode, the Crosstrek hybrid isn't quick. There's adequate spunk to take care of normal traffic, but pushed too far within the right pedal along with the gas engine will fire. Annoyingly, there is absolutely no EV mode exchange signal of lock, the burning of hydrocarbons, or maybe a throttle detent or indication from the gauge cluster about how much throttle is just too big much. Also, basically we found the 17-mile electric for being achievable from the real world. Even during chilly Michigan winter weather, it's impossible to travel on electrical power for any distance above 65 miles per hour, so highway driving fades. Sport mode amps up throttle response and makes balancing the switch over point a whole lot more difficult. But owners who is able to recharge both at home and at your workplace and don't commute on free-flowing parts of highway may rarely need to put gasoline in it. When it comes time of burning some gasoline with a long trip, they'll believe it is rides comfortably enough. And rear seat space is generous among subcompact crossovers. On the shifter, just under D is really a B position for increased regenerative braking. The effect is barely noticeable in normal driving and far on the profound braking effect we prefer, as seen in electric vehicles like the Chevrolet Bolt EV, the Nissan Leaf, besides other Teslas. On-pedal driving is not about the agenda. View photos. Car and driver Crestone Automotive. The grown-up Subi. Subaru positions the modern $35,970 Crosstrek hybrid at the top in the lineup and possesses Deck the wee beast and flashy duds including 18-inch alloy wheels and low-profile roof rails to headlights with blue rings around them that signal virtue as being a halo. There's only one option, a $2,500 package including a power sunroof, a heated leader, voice-activated navigation, plus a Harman Kardon 8-speaker stereo. The showiest portion of all will be the door inside the Leaf rear flank boldly marked plug-in, which is really a victory of sorts for use, or hyphenuse. The actual list price paid for your Crosstrek hybrid will be different, greatly determined by state and federal tax incentives. While the Crosstrek hybrid will likely be available to order through all Subaru dealers, it is going to only be carried in inventory in California, Connecticut, Maine, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, Oregon, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Virginia. Dealers outside those states is probably not trained to service the car. Subaru supplies the Crosstrek hybrid in 4 colors including one striking hue which our test car was wearing, Lagoon Blue Pearl, that is exclusive towards the hybrid model. This should stop confused with the Blue Lagoon, which starred Brooke Shields, the 9th highest grossing movie of 1980. With the interior finished in grand blue leather, the cabin feels much more refined than that in other Crosstreks. Passenger space is adequate, but luggage volume is compromised by the power supply by a noticeable amount. The intrusion adds to the height in the cargo area enough to decrease cargo volume from 21 cubic feet within the conventional Crosstrek to 16 cubic feet within the hybrid. With the rear seats folded, the hybrid's 43 cubic feet is 12 cubes less than within the conventional model. View photos. Car and driver Crestone Automotive. The talent that could wind up because the Crosstrek hybrid's noticeably feature is its 8.7 inches of ground clearance. On dirt roads above Santa Barbara, California, it had been nimble, never bottomed out, and was always sure-footed. The combination of ground clearance and all-wheel drive launch traction can even serve rid of it in wintry weather, as well since the quick warm cabin air the hybrid's resistive electric heating provides. Subaru Awachi has entrenched itself because brand of choice in foul weather states like Montana and Vermont, and also this plug-in is only going to expand that appeal. Subaru, though, is not a niche player inside the US market. It's mainstream and plain as being a grown-up now. In a lineup of big sellers such as Forester and Outback, the Crosstrek Hybrid would be the equivalent of a Subi snack. Nevertheless, it brings the brand's full-range competence towards the plug-in hybrid market. Even people who aren't nerds can appreciate that.